Hey people, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Dima series. Quickly guys, I'm going to teach you how I made this cow shaped bubu. So on the table already I've placed my fabric. I'm getting the length of my client's measurements. You get, so this bubu is so simple to make. So on this part now, I'm going ahead to take the shoulder. Shoulder is 15, and then from 15 I added another 15 for the sleeve. From the shoulder 15 I added another I made it a bit shorter, because if you check the picture it's kind of a short sleeve, so I think I reduced it a bit to 12. Then next I went ahead to get from my client's shoulder to her knee level. My client's shoulder to her knee level is 35. So I went ahead and I marked across 35, as you can see that I just did. So I make sure I get the exact 35 all across to the point that I will need the length of the thing to get to. So I went ahead to roll it out. So guys, the next thing I'm about to do is to get from that knee level. I divided the hip by 4. Then I added 5 inches for freeness. You get, because you will not want it to be kind of holding your client or holding your legs when you are walking. So you divide your hip measurement by 4. Then I added 5 inches extra. You get. So the next thing I want to do, I added a bit ease, like ½ inch, that I'm going to use to hold it, because I don't want it to be just tight at all on her. And secondly, she don't want slits at the side. So the next thing guys I went to do is I dropped my shoulder by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. So dropping it, and I connected it back to the shoulder length, as you can see me do so. So from that point I went ahead to, since it's going to be an elastic, so I went ahead and I marked the wideness of the sleeve. Note is with elastic, so it has to be wide. So the wideness can be up to like 15, 16, thereabout, you get. But if you're not putting elastic, you can make it smaller, 10 at most. So after then, I'm adding extra 3 inches that I'm going to use to fold too for the elastic, you get. So I don't want it to be so close to the main dress itself, bubu itself. So I added 3 inches length extra. So I'm cross-checking if it's okay, and I added 1 inch more. As you can see me do, I added 1 inch, making it 17. Then I came down by 2 inches, guys. Sorry for my misnotes. Sorry for my miswords. Sorry there. So I came down by 2 inches. 2 inches. Then I connected it to the knee where we got initially. Then I kind of try to bring out the cow shape a bit from that point to the underarm. So you can see that I'm doing so. So that is just it. It's just so simple. Then from that point, I just try to level up the place so that the shape of my armpit will show a bit. As you can see that I'm doing so. Then I try to curve it properly so that there won't be so much sharp edge at any point. So that is it, guys. It's so easy to make. Don't be confused. If you have any question, just please post it. Just write your question on the comment section so that I will clarify it for you. So I just went ahead to cross check everything. They are all fine. I went ahead and I trimmed out our front, because this part I'm cutting out is the front. So I trimmed it out just as you can see me do so. So just watch, guys, and watch the process that I went through as I'm trimming, as the trimming is going on. So guys, please, if you watched to this point and you've not subscribed, like this video, share and subscribe so that you get notification whenever I post new videos. On my channel, I bring up fashion tutorials, fashion tips that will help us grow in our fashion business. Please just support your girl and like, subscribe, share this video so that you all get notified when I post new video. So the next thing I went ahead to do is to place the fabric for the back. This material I'm using is a damask material. You know that damask material, they are kind of lengthy, so it has a lot of in fact it's full, is I think it's far more than by 60. If you are a fashion designer, you understand what I mean by a fabric being by 60. So this one I'm using is really more than by 60, quite more than, though not so much. So I didn't want to use the whole part so that it won't be too big. Remember that your bubu becomes, the size of it becomes the length of the material you work with. So if you discover that your material is far more than by 60, in order for it not to be too big, you can just reduce or work with your hip level, the bigger part of your measurement, and add extra 10 or 15 thereabouts so that it won't be too big. So I went ahead and I'm cutting out the back, as you can see me do so. Just watch the process. I cut out the back. It's so easy. This style is something that you can make up to, like, depending on how fast you are, you can make up to. Bubu is trending, we all know. So you can make up to like 5 or even more a day. And without stress, you just still make your cool cash. So guys, learn how to do this bubu and different types. I'm going to be posting more different types of bubu that we can learn, sell as ready to wear to our customers. So I went ahead to the neck. The wideness of the neck I took 2.5. Then the depth for the front I took 7, because I don't want it to be too deep, because the client does not want her cleavages to show. So I took 7 for the deepness of the neck, and I marked it out like so. You can see me do. Then I went ahead to trim it out, to cut it out. Then for the back, the same 2.5 wideness. Then I kind of removed, if you see what I'm doing, what I did, I removed ½ inch before getting the length of the deepness of the neck, because that ½ inch is the one I'm going to use to sew. Then I went ahead to drop the back with 1 inch and I cut it out. So that is it, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut facing for it, since we are not using lining. So I'm going to use interfacing for it. So I went ahead and I folded part of the pieces of the fabric I just cut, and to cut the front facing, as you can see me do. Make sure your facing is kind of longer than the deepness of your neck. It's very important so that it won't be coming out at least 4 inches after the length of the deepness of your neck. As you can see, I trimmed it out, then I removed it, then I kind of, because I wanted it to be wide, I don't want it to be coming out after sewing. At the shoulder part, I went ahead and I marked 3 inches. Yeah, you can mark 3 or 4 inches, depend. But yeah, at most 3 inches is fine. So I went ahead and curved it, as you can see, so just to make it the neck relax and for the facing not to be coming out. So next thing I'm going to do, I'll place the back to cut the back to the way I cut the front. So I cut for the back. Then the same on the shoulder part, I make sure it's the same thing with the front, because you don't want your shoulder to be different like the front and the back. You see some interfacing or facing that when you sew clothes, you see facing one is bigger than one. It ought not to be so. So both of them has to meet at the same point for a nice finishing. So I finished cutting it. I will go ahead and iron hairstay on it to turn it. I'll show you guys how I did it. So I've ironed the hairstay on it, or gum stay, whichever one you have, and I went ahead to sew it around the neck. As you can see, I joined the shoulder. This is the sleeve part where I'll put the elastic. So I'll pass my elastic on that part. That is it, guys. It's so simple. Then after everything, you will notch and turn it out. After turning it out, you turn it out and give it a good press with your iron. And after that, the next thing I did was to secure the interfacing with my hemming gum so that it won't be pulling out. So I went ahead and I used my hemming gum. Yeah, I think hemming gum is fine if you don't want to tack. So tacking it might look so tacky, or not, it might not come out fine. So I went ahead to secure it with my hemming gum. As you can see me do so. Then I iron it with a very good hot iron so that it will not be pulling out. So that is it for this video, guys. So the final finishing, it's all came out very nice, and so that is just it. It's so simple, it's so easy to sew. Bubu is one thing I love so much. You don't waste your time, it does not waste time, and before you know it, you can sew more and more a day. So this is the final finishing. I went ahead and I added the applique on the neck and the Chinese button or feathers. I don't know what they call it in your area, but I added it as you saw it in the video. So that is it, guys. Subscribe to this video, like, share, and catch you guys next time. Bye.